We spend so much of our lives trying to avoid struggle. We treat it like the enemy, as if hardship is a curse meant only to break us. But what if I told you that struggle is not here to destroy you? Struggle is here to shape you. Every obstacle, every battle, every sleepless night you've faced has been carving you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone capable of carrying more than you ever thought possible. Think about it. When have you grown the most in your life? Was it during the easy times when everything went according to plan? Or was it during the times when you were tested, when everything seemed to fall apart, when you felt like you had nothing left to give? Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from resistance. Just like muscles don't grow unless they are pushed, your character doesn't grow unless it's tested. And that test, that pressure, is struggle. The truth is, struggle reveals you. It shows you who you really are when all the masks fall off. Anyone can smile when life is smooth. Anyone can act confident when the path is clear. But when the storm hits, when the weight is unbearable, when you're on your knees, that's when your true self is revealed. And it's in those moments that strength is born. You see, the enemy is not struggle. The enemy is the belief that struggle means you're weak, that it means you're cursed, that it means you're broken. That's the lie. Struggle is not weakness. Struggle is proof that you're in the fight, proof that you're moving, proof that you're alive. It means life is stretching you, demanding more from you than you thought you could give. And when you answer that demand, you find a power inside you that you never knew existed. If you run from struggle, you run from your own strength. If you hide from hardship, you hide from the very process that would turn you into who you're meant to be. Struggle is the fire, and yes, it burns. Yes, it hurts, but it also purifies. It burns away the excuses. It burns away the illusions. And what's left after the fire is the strongest version of you. So the next time you feel weighed down, the next time life seems unfair, the next time you wonder why it's so hard, stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this building inside me? Because struggle doesn't happen by accident. Every challenge you face is sculpting you, sharpening you, preparing you. The pain you're in right now might just be the foundation of the strength you'll need tomorrow. And here's the beautiful part. Once you realize struggle isn't the enemy, you stop running from it. You start facing it with courage. You start embracing the challenge, knowing that every step, every stumble, every tear is not wasted. It's invested. And that investment will pay off in resilience, in wisdom, in a kind of strength no easy path could ever give you. Struggle is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally in disguise. And when you learn to stop fearing it, to stop resenting it, you unlock the truth. Your struggle is the birthplace of your strength. Pain is a language life speaks fluently. It doesn't whisper politely. It doesn't ask for your attention, and it demands it. And whether we like it or not, pain is one of the greatest teachers we will ever have. Not because it's gentle, not because it's kind, but because it is honest. Pain doesn't lie. It shows you exactly where you are weak, where you're unprepared, where you still have work to do. And in that brutal honesty, there is an invitation to grow. Most of us spend our lives trying to numb pain, run from it, distract ourselves from it. But when you run from pain, you run from the very lessons that make you strong. Every scar you carry, every heartbreak, every loss, every disappointment, those aren't signs of weakness. They're chapters in your education. They're the moments that taught you more about life, about resilience, about yourself, than success ever could. Think about it. Victory feels good, but it teaches you nothing. Comfort feels nice, but it doesn't stretch you. It's pain that pushes you to evolve. It's the weight on your shoulders, the ache in your chest, the tears you didn't want to cry. Those are the moments when you discover that you can endure more than you thought. And endurance is the seed of growth. Pain strips away illusions. It shows you what really matters and what doesn't. You lose someone you love, and suddenly you realize how precious time is. You fail at something you worked for, and suddenly you realize you're stronger than one setback. Pain narrows your focus to the essentials. It takes away the noise, the distractions, the false priorities, and forces you to ask, who am I now? What will I become through this? And here's the paradox. Pain feels like it's breaking you, but in reality it's building you. The weightlifter grows through the pain of the muscle tearing. The artist creates through the pain of self-doubt. The survivor rises through the pain of loss. Growth doesn't come without struggle, and struggle doesn't come without pain. It is the tuition fee for strength, and everyone who has ever become something greater has paid it. The difference lies in how you respond. Some people let pain harden them, close them off, make them bitter. They see pain as punishment. But the strongest among us see pain as a teacher. They let it break them open, not closed. They learn, they adapt, they transform, because pain is not there to destroy you. Pain is there to prepare you. Every time life knocks you down and you rise again, you are not the same person who fell. You're wiser. You're tougher. You carry scars, yes, but those scars are not just reminders of the past. They are evidence of your survival. Evidence that you were tested and you made it through. That is growth. That is strength. So the next time pain comes knocking, don't just curse it. Don't waste the lesson it carries. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can this pain make me better? Because pain will always come. None of us escape it. But the ones who rise, the ones who grow, are the ones who choose to learn from it instead of run from it. Pain is not the end. Pain is the beginning. It is the raw material out of which growth is built. And if you let it, pain will take you to places of strength you never thought possible. Failure. The word itself feels heavy, like a final verdict, like the end of the road. Most people hear the word and shrink back as if failure is proof they're not good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. But failure is none of those things. Failure doesn't define you. It sharpens you. It's the grindstone that takes your rough edges and carves you into something sharper, stronger, more dangerous to doubt. Think about the first time you tried anything new. Did you succeed right away? Did you walk perfectly the first time you stood on your feet as a child? No, you stumbled, you fell, again and again, and no one looked at that child and said, "You failed, so you're not meant to walk." They cheered because falling wasn't failure. It was proof of progress. Somewhere along the way we forgot that truth. We started treating failure as an end instead of the path forward. The reality is, failure carries lessons success can never teach. When you win, you celebrate, but when you lose, you reflect. You analyze. You learn. Failure shines a spotlight on what needs work, where you need to grow, what you must refine. And if you're brave enough to keep going, every failure becomes a stepping stone. Not a wall, not a dead end, a step. One more piece of the puzzle. One more part of the sharpening process. Imagine a blade. A blade doesn't come sharp out of the fire. It's pounded, hammered, broken down, and reshaped. It's ground against stone until the edge is precise. That's you. Every failure is not a mark against you. It's the grinding stone against which your character is sharpened. Painful? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. The problem is not failing. The problem is believing failure defines you. You didn't fail because you're unworthy. You failed because you dared, because you tried. And trying means stepping into unknown territory, into risks, into challenges. Failure is not proof you're weak. It's proof you're in the arena. The people who never fail are the ones who never risk. They stay safe, they stay small, they never try, and their lives never sharpen into anything more. Look back at history. Every innovator, every artist, every leader worth remembering was a collection of failures before they were ever a symbol of success. Edison failed 1,000 times before the light bulb. Writers are rejected hundreds of times before a single book is published. Athletes lose countless games before lifting trophies. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the same road. But here's where the magic happens. If you let failure sharpen you, if you take its lessons and carry them forward, you become unstoppable. Because failure teaches resilience. It teaches humility. It teaches patience. It teaches strategy. Success might feel sweet, but failure builds depth, and it is depth that creates greatness. So the next time you fall, don't hang your head. Don't stamp yourself with a label that says not enough. Stand back up, take the lesson, sharpen the blade, and step back into the fight. You are not defined by the number of times you fall. You are defined by the number of times you rise. Failure doesn't brand you. Failure builds you. It doesn't say who you are forever. It prepares you for who you are becoming. It is not the end of your story. It is the process that shapes the hero within it. We like to believe that some people are just born strong, that they came into this world with unshakable courage. with some rare gift of resilience the rest of us don't have. But that's a lie. Nobody is born resilient. Nobody arrives ready to handle the storms of life. Resilience is not a birthright. It is built brick by brick through the battles you survive. Think of a tree standing tall against the wind. It wasn't always that solid. It began as a fragile seedling bending with every breeze, but each storm forced its roots deeper. Each season forced its trunk to harden. Over time, what was once fragile became unbreakable. That's resilience, not something you're born with, but something forged through constant trial, through struggle, through refusing to break even when bending feels easier. Resilience is built in the moments you want to quit but don't. In the mornings you don't want to get out of bed, but you rise anyway. In the nights when the weight of the world feels crushing, but you refuse to let it silence your fight. Every single act of persistence, no matter how small, stacks up. And before you realize it, you've built a foundation that can withstand storms you once thought would destroy you. The mistake is thinking resilience is about never falling. It's not. Resilience is about falling 100 times and getting back up 101. It's not glamorous. It's not clean. It's messy, it's painful, it's exhausting. But every comeback makes you stronger than the fall that came before it. Every time you rise, you're building a version of yourself that is tougher, sharper, and harder to break. And here's the truth. Nobody escapes life without being knocked down. Nobody. Pain, loss, failure, they visit everyone. But not everyone chooses to build resilience. Some let the weight crush them, define them, bury them. Others take that same weight and use it like resistance in the gym, pressing against it, building strength through the very force that tried to hold them down. That choice, and that is where resilience is born. You don't wake up one morning suddenly resilient. It happens in the grind, in the moments no one sees, in the tears you wipe away when no one is watching, in the courage it takes to face another day when yesterday nearly broke you. Resilience is not glamorous, but it is the foundation of every victory. Because once you've built resilience, you become dangerous to defeat. Life can throw storms, and yes, they may shake you. They may bend you. They may even knock you flat, but they can't keep you down. Because resilience whispers, "Get up again." And every time you listen to that voice, you make it stronger. Until one day it's no longer a whisper, it's a roar. A roar that says, "I have been broken, but I am not finished." So when you look at people who seem unshakable, don't envy them. Don't think they were born that way. Know that they bled for it. Know that they fought for it. Know that they built it one painful, relentless day at a time. And you can too. Resilience is not a gift. It is a choice. A choice to rise again no matter how many times you fall. A choice to keep moving forward even when the road is uphill. A choice to believe that your story doesn't end in the middle of the struggle. It ends when you refuse to quit. Struggle is not random. It is not meaningless. It is not just a cruel twist of fate designed to punish you. Struggle has a strange way of giving life direction. It's through the hardest moments, the deepest wounds, the nights that feel endless, that you begin to uncover purpose. Without struggle, life feels shallow. With it, life begins to carry weight. Think about the times you've been at your lowest. In those moments, what did you realize? That money, fame, applause, or comfort couldn't save you. That all the things you thought mattered suddenly felt small. Struggle strips away the distractions and reveals the core of what's real. It forces you to ask, what am I doing this for? Who am I becoming? What truly matters when everything else falls apart? Those questions, born in struggle, are the seeds of purpose. Comfort will never ask you those questions. Comfort lulls you into routines, into shallow pursuits, into chasing approval and applause. It's struggle that cracks you open. It's pain that pushes you to search deeper. It's the fire that burns away the surface so you can finally see what's underneath. Purpose isn't found in ease. It's forged in the furnace of struggle. Some of the greatest callings in history were born out of struggle. People who suffered loss dedicated their lives to healing others. People who grew up in poverty built legacies to create opportunities for those who followed. People who were broken by rejection went on to inspire millions by telling their stories. The thing that once felt like it was going to destroy them became the very thing that gave their lives meaning. That's the paradox of struggle. What feels like the end can become the beginning. The wound you carry can become the reason someone else finds hope. The battle you fight can become the reason someone else finds courage. Struggle connects you to something bigger than yourself. It aligns you with a path that isn't just about survival. It's about contribution. But here's the catch. You have to choose to see it. You have to stop asking why me and start asking what for, because struggle without reflection just feels like pain. But struggle met with courage, with perspective, with resilience, that transforms into purpose. And once you find that purpose, it changes everything. Suddenly the weight you carry feels lighter, not because it is, but because you finally understand why you're carrying it. Purpose makes struggle meaningful. It gives the fight a reason. And with reason, you can endure almost anything. Without it, even small obstacles feel unbearable. That's why struggle is so essential. It sharpens your values, it reveals your strength, it directs your steps. It makes you choose who you are and what you stand for. You don't have to love struggle. You don't have to romanticize it. But you do have to respect it. Because it is in struggle that you find out what your life is really about. And one day when you look back, you'll realize the things you thought were breaking you were actually guiding you. They were shaping you for something bigger, something greater, something that mattered. So don't waste your struggle. Don't let it pass by as just suffering. Let it carve you. Let it teach you. Let it reveal your purpose. Because when you discover purpose in the middle of your struggle, you are no longer just surviving. You are living with meaning. And a life with meaning is a life no struggle can destroy. We like to believe our struggles are ours alone, that the pain we carry, the battles we fight in silence, the scars we hide, they belong only to us. But that's not true. Struggle doesn't end with you. The strength you build through it, the lessons you learn, the survival you earn, those become a story. And that story can be the very thing that saves someone else. Think about it. Every time you felt broken, you've probably wondered, does anyone know what this feels like? Has anyone survived this? And then maybe you came across someone's story, someone who had walked through the same fire and lived to tell it. Suddenly your isolation cracked. Suddenly you realized you weren't alone. That's the power of shared struggle. It turns despair into connection and connection into hope. Your scars are not shameful. They are proof. Proof that you faced something real, something brutal, something that could have ended you, but it didn't. And when you show those scars, when you share your journey, you offer more than words. You offer evidence. Evidence that survival is possible. Evidence that broken things can heal. Evidence that pain can be transformed into power. And here's the thing. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with struggle. They connect with the raw, messy human story of falling and rising, breaking and mending, failing and trying again. When you hide your struggle, you hide the very thing that makes you relatable, the very thing that could give someone else the courage to keep going. The truth is, the strength you've built is not just for you. It's a torch, a light you carry into the darkness. And somewhere someone else is still in that darkness, searching for even the faintest glow. When they see you, when they hear your story, when they realize you've walked through the fire they're still standing in, that light becomes their hope. Imagine how different the world would be if everyone kept their struggles hidden. If no one ever admitted to failure, to pain, to fear, we would all be walking alone, each of us believing we were the only one stumbling. But the moment one person stands up and says, I struggled, I hurt, I nearly broke, but I survived, that moment, someone else in the shadows whispers, maybe I can too. That's the legacy of struggle. Not just that you survived, but that your survival lights the path for someone else. Your strength becomes their inspiration. Your scars become their roadmap. Your endurance becomes their proof that freedom, healing, and victory are possible. So don't be ashamed of what you've been through. Don't bury it as if it makes you less. That struggle is not the end of your story. It's the chapter that gives your story power. And power shared becomes hope multiplied. You might not even realize it, but right now someone is watching you. Someone is listening. Someone is waiting for a sign that it's possible to get through what they're facing. And you, and with all your scars, with all your battles, with all your resilience, you are that sign. You are the proof. You are the hope. Your struggle does not end with you. It echoes, it carries. It becomes a light for others to follow. And when you embrace that truth, you realize something extraordinary. The hardest battles you've fought may just become the very reason someone else finds the strength to keep fighting theirs.